Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to tune in. Apologies for the time change. I had a whole big wind tunnel, so I couldn't even hear myself. So finally got in a good space, sit down and talk with the people for a little bit, just a little chime in for the day. I know it's Manic Monday. I know a lot of y'all busy right now. A lot of y'all trying to get yourselves ready for this week. Um, for those who might have plans this week, especially on the 4th, again, make sure you got enough water. Make sure you being aware of your surroundings. Try to keep the vibes as positive as possible. And again, just enjoy another day, whether you celebrate or not. Just enjoy yourself for that day. If you plan on cooking out, make sure you got everything adequate and everything that you need. If you plan on being out either in the pools or the beaches this weekend, that's anybody, not just in the city. Make sure you got enough lotion or suntan lotion in case you having problems with your skin. Make sure you got everything proper when you going out and about. And again, just try to enjoy, the simple things. First things first, you already know, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Monday. Hopefully everybody who's working smoothly getting through the workday. Top of the morning still to those on the west. Top of the afternoon, those in Central Time in the east. Good evening to everybody in the UK and happy Taco Tuesday to all you future babies. Coco, what's going on, baby? Neff, what's going on, baby? Hope all well with you, sis. James, what's going on? Yeah, again, you might hear a little wind in the background, but for some reason today it's been breezy. It's been breezy, but it ain't been too hot and humid, so that's good, comfortable weather right there, I believe. Yes, yes. Appreciate everybody that tuned in Saturday for the conversation. Definitely was another one that was needed. And appreciate everybody that tuned in last night on Clapper. Definitely had a good time as always. Um, for those who are following on Clapper, I could be back today with a little bit of whatever, but if not, I'll definitely be in the building tomorrow. I will be taking some requests and anything else along those lines. So you already know what it is. Popcorn, what's going on? Yeah, Coco, it is. It's one of those nice days. It's not too hot. It's not too cold neither. It's decent. But still, keep yourself some form of water with you or whatever because don't think just because you got a decent breeze, it still ain't summertime. You about to feel that heat the rest of this week. So, again, anybody got plans on doing whatever, just make sure you got everything intact and everything in order. Those who might have missed the replay Saturday, definitely go sit back and catch this replay. We had some momentary madness, but nothing that we don't always get rid of anyway. Mods, y'all already know what to do because I don't feel like zapping shit today. Fair warning for anybody who could be ghost watching. Come in here disrespectful, you getting clapped disrespectful. So sorry. Ugh. Want to talk about one or two little things, and these are things that I keep bringing up because again, this is going to be a problem for a lot of y'all. I was just leaving a friend's house, and almost a big ass fight took place on that damn same block. Why? Because stuff being thrown out the window. Now, I hear you enough. I hear you enough. Another day, another blessing. Now, see, this is going to be the problem, I believe. Um, and some of you who feel because your kids are old enough to, do certain things that you could just leave them in the house. No, your children should be attended for because you don't know what your children are doing, even if you're just doing the simplest thing like going to the store. Now, this is a problem right here. Parents not in the house, children in the house throwing stuff out the window. Just almost hit an old lady in her head with a water bottle, and shoot, damn near almost hit another child with almost a glass bottle. Again, parents, start making sure your children are supervised, even if you have to step out for a minute. Because again, you don't know what's going on, and for all you know, you could be walking into some danger when you come back home. Leah, what's going on, baby? And actually went and knocked on that person's door, and then come to find out it wasn't no adults in there, it's kids in it. Again, parents, what's on your mind when you thinking of leave children unattended for? This is just a serious question, though. What are y'all thinking about when you leaving these children unattended? Do you know the dangers they could get into, and you be unaware of it until you end up being a part of it? This is again a prime example of why it's important to be on all cylinders when it comes to your children. You got some people that won't care. If they feel it was disrespect done, they're going to be disrespectful as well. And that's not cool. First of all, you live in buildings, even if you're on a high floor, you got garbage cans, I'm quite sure, in your house. If not, you got garbage bags or some form of garbage receptacle in there. Why keep tossing stuff out the window and making somebody's life dangerous? Together, what's going on, baby? You know what it is, Coco? Because if you're more supervised, prime example, if you got kids in the house, but you decided whatever you don't need to do, you don't have to do it, pay attention to your children. Because again, if you're not paying attention to them, you don't know what they're getting into. You know, together, what's going on, baby? And that is a problem right there. Again, that could have been crazy. Because now what? If you was in the house and that person decided to knock on the door because you almost unharmed either their mother or their grandmother, they got all rights to be upset. Because it's like, be real with yourselves. Some of y'all are lucky to be in certain positions where people are trying to get in your position. Some of y'all are lucky to have these apartments and these houses and shit like that. Got people that are struggling to try to get something right now as far as, not even shelter. And y'all playing around. You could have messed around and hit one of those damn officials that's in charge of those buildings. And then what? Now you gotta go sit in their office so they can fucking decide what they gonna do with you, your lease, and all that shit. Just because you ain't paying attention to what's going on. Your children, shoot, even adults, y'all shouldn't be throwing shit out the window, man. I'm sorry. That right there is a form of, like I said, acting like feral animals. You got a garbage can, but you too shit and lazy to use it, but you'll toss something out the window. Something that could be dangerous, like some people throwing glass bottles out the window. Fool, if you hit somebody, including a child, what you think gonna happen? You're gonna be brought up on charges. You're gonna be brought up on charges of assault, no matter how you look at it, because that is technically assault. You throwing stuff out the window when you don't necessarily have to. This is a stigma, and this is exactly why, to a degree, they want to kick a lot of you people out of these quote unquote project areas, because some of y'all are not doing the necessary and the bare minimum to keep your areas safe or even keep your areas under wraps. Girl, Dad, what's going on, my guy? That's a problem right now. You could have threw something out the window thinking, oh, it ain't gonna hit nobody. And what if it did hit somebody? What if it hit somebody fucking vehicle? Excuse me for cursing, but it's like some people just do the utmost. Like, prime example, I just got back here before I started the live. Whole frozen water bottle just came out the window. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's right there. Like, shoot, it's not cool. It's unsafe because depending on what floor you're throwing that sucker from, you could possibly hit somebody or knock them out. I don't see why some people do things, and then when it's done to them, they all in a outrage and an uproar. No, you reap what you sow. Yeah, my bad. I had to mute that real quick. Bastard trying to give me a damn copyright already. Come on, man. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are consequences to the actions that you do. Like prime example, you tossing stuff out the window. You possibly hit somebody, even an elderly person. What you think gonna happen? Like I said, in a lot of these buildings, they starting to put the numbers and the letters up on these buildings because they want to know exactly if something happens, they know exactly which line it came from and who they gonna be going to visit. And it's sad because at the end of the day, come on now. You are in a position to where you shouldn't even be thinking like an animal. You got garbage cans, you got garbage bags, invest in them, use them. You also got what they call the compactor areas. And some of y'all being too shit and lazy, you got garbage that's not going to fit in the compactor, but you'll leave bags of garbage either by the compactor, like somebody's supposed to just pick it up for you, or you'll leave it on the elevator, prime example. That's corny. Like, this is another reason why, even though they do have people who clean during the day, yeah, you got your groundskeepers and all of that, but when they go home, that's up to the tenants that live there to try to keep themselves, and try to keep their areas at least as clean as possible. That's the equivalent of you having a barbecue, but you don't want to clean up your mess. You think the next time around they're gonna let you have a barbecue? I done watched some people get denied recently, even in parks where everybody else can go barbecue. Nah, you can't barbecue here. You definitely can't have nothing here because you never seen the cleanup or you just leave everything everywhere. No, listen, first things first, you're supposed to bag up whatever garbage, tie it up, and leave it in a certain area. It's the same way with the hot coals and stuff. Yeah, you throw the coals out, throw water on them, but then you also make sure you try to sweep up what you need to sweep up. It's crazy, man. So I said when it comes to certain situations, it's like you'll get mad when people deny you or when people don't want to, take the chance. But come on, ain't nobody got time for that. Like nobody want to have to worry about. Like prime example, don't nobody want to have to worry about coming outside and then worrying about things getting thrown or hurled out of a window. It's like you coming outside of your establishment, and that's the first thing you gotta worry about, something falling out of a window. Who wants that? Nobody should have to worry about possibly wearing a helmet or some form of protective gear just to make sure don't nothing hit them. I don't watch situations where things fell out of a window and niggas gonna really went up there and had to bust somebody upside the head. Like, yo, get it together. Because in the long run, it's about the safety. You know? It's about the safety measures more than anything. You know? How could you possibly not care about the people who actually live within the same vicinity? You know? And that's something that need to be looked at. And some of y'all, regardless to what, you're gonna be you're gonna be cohabiting in a lot of these spaces. In the same token, you should have enough decency and respect to say, okay, it's about safety at the end of the day. If I'm doing something that I know is not going to be safe, let me just not do it at all. Again, some of y'all wondering why, they look at us funny or why they ready to kick us out to the curb and have us go through the struggle again. It's because look at what y'all doing. Look at how y'all acting. And it's not cool at all. You gotta possibly worry about somebody being injured or worse because people want to be that irresponsible and that trifling. I'm sorry, it's trifling when you can do that when you got garbage in your house. Got a garbage can in your house. Use it. I'm sorry, but exactly why we get looked at like how we get looked at now, especially amongst the melanated folks. Like we get looked at terribly because again, look at some of the things we do. And I'm not bashing my whole community. No, I'm bashing those who don't give a damn about their community. Because how the hell could you get mad about certain things not being correct or not being where they're supposed to be at when you're messing yourself up in the long run? Like, don't complain about something if you're gonna be a part of destroying it. That would be like me, prime example, complaining about graffiti and all this quote unquote tag art and stuff, but I'm being a part of that. It makes no sense. Some of y'all cry about your communities being trashed up or not being fixed up, but then y'all the same ones destroying it when it do get fixed up. Y'all don't give a damn, and that's a problem. You should care about where you live at. You should have more pride and decency in where you come from. Somebody try to say something ignorant the other day. Oh, but that's what they get paid for. These groundskeepers and stuff, they get paid to clean up and this, that, and third. Yes, that's what they do. But again, when they time to clock out and they not here, it's up to the people that live there to keep themselves in order. You know, that's crazy. Like prime example, the other day I was at work. You know, I ain't even clock in yet. I'm still off the clock. And oh, that had to stop a group of people from trying to graffiti and tag up on one of the areas on my job. I'm like, yo, bro, like, go find an area where you can go do that. Don't do that over here, and then now people gotta come out, get graffiti removed, all that other stuff, and basically get rid of something that you put up. You want to be an artist so badly. There are people who are getting paid to draw murals and graffiti and do whatever. Be a part of that. Why graffiti and mess up areas? Prime example. The prime example. They say you never shit where you eat. You don't. But a lot of y'all doing that and don't care. You know, this is what I'm saying. You can't sit here and get mad when your areas is looking crazy, but y'all being a part of it. If you're not using the spray paint, you using them Sharpie markers and everything else. You know how annoying that is for especially business owners when they got to come in and do certain things because the night before or whatever y'all decide to be foolish, be immature, and just do things you ain't supposed to be doing. Again, that's money coming out their pocket. Whether they got whether they got the stuff or not to get rid of whatever, that's still money coming out their pocket. That's still extra work that don't need to be done. There's some of y'all who need to start having respect. Like you'll disrespect the area, but then you still want to go in that area during the day. You can't do that. Don't come in here with that today. I got a troll drop for your ass too today. Don't worry. Don't worry. I told you I've been cooking. Nah, it's just people need to start being more responsible. Prime example, I got a barbecue I'm doing on Sunday. How much you want to bet it ain't even going to look like I had a barbecue in that area when I'm done? Because again, you're supposed to take pride. That if I want these people, prime example, to come back, or these people want me, or if they gonna let me come back and do whatever, I need to make sure I keep my area at least, you know, somewhat clean. Even the things I can't clean, all right, well, look, that's just light work for whoever's there that day, you know. But again, this is a problem. There's some of y'all that cry about things in your areas, but you are a part of that destruction. Even if you're doing the smallest things, you're still a part of that destruction. So how could you complain? How could you get mad? Like I just told somebody the other day when I was on another block, it's crazy that this block smell like straight urine. Yeah, well, y'all don't make it no better when y'all sitting out here from sun up to sundown, drinking and doing whatever, and instead of y'all going to your places of residence to use the bathroom, you want to use the bathroom outside, and then still chill in the area where y'all just use the bathroom at. None of y'all got no hand sanitizer, none of that shit, but then want to be around people, touching people. This is how people getting sick now too. People doing the utmost, even when it comes to their own thing, and then you being amongst the people. Like if I just got finished using the bathroom outside, I'm just gonna use that as an example. If I did use the bathroom outside, I just got finished touching my meat and all of that. You think I'm not gonna wash my hands and do whatever before I get back to what I gotta do? You bugged out. I just listen, the shit I catch on cameras and I be at work sometimes, I just be like, If a man had to go out in the world and choose a woman just by off of things they seen off the rip, a lot of y'all would not be in the same. A lot of y'all would not be getting picked up because y'all not even taking pride in yourselves to a degree. Now it was frowned upon, like I said, back in the day when dudes used to be out here just peeing everywhere and not caring. But now you women are doing the same exact shit, squatting between cars, squatting in the streets. You got people covering you, so you like, come on now. If that's the case, go find the nearest bathroom and go to that bathroom. You wonder why your areas are smelling like porta potties and everything else because everybody is deciding instead of going home or going to a nearby facility we can use a bathroom, let me just use outside. You in the grass, that's different. Nigga, the grass gonna get watered one way or another. But when you out in the streets, that urine and everything else that seeps into the concrete, and then it's getting hot, so you're gonna smell that shit. And you know sometimes the street sweepers ain't really street sweeping, so that's a problem right there. Not being judgmental, I'm just being logical. If I know I just got finished using the bathroom, no way I'm gonna be quick to be running up against the folks or running up with the folks to try to be in. Like, come on now. That'd be like me picking my nose and then trying to smoke somebody's blunt and I ain't wash my hands. No, some of y'all really just nasty when it comes to your hygiene. That's crazy. Denise, what's going on, baby? Y'all already know if y'all just tuned in the like button. But that is. This is why a lot of people are either getting sick. This is why a lot of people are contracting things because you're doing the utmost and not taking care of your own body. Some of y'all want to be around people knowing you dead sick, but because you want to smoke, drink, and be a part of the festivities, you don't give a damn. But you got some people that tell your ass, hell no. Nigga, you sick? Get the fuck away from me. You're not smoking, you're not drinking, you're not doing none of that. Go home and go get yourself well. It's scandalous, but it's truth though. I've seen like a prime example the other night. I didn't even know I was gonna catch that. You know, I'm sitting there setting up the cameras, about to really start the damn work shift. I caught two women in the damn alleyway peeing. You think they would have said, let me make sure I keep some sanitizer on me and said, nope. And it was with a whole crowd of people. One of them then finished fixing herself and then went right back and grabbed the blunt they were smoking. Like, you nasty mother. Like, what's wrong with y'all? No, wash your hands. Use some sanitizer. Do something. Come on, man. Start having more pride and dignity in yourself, man. Yeah, we know sometimes people might not be able to make it where they gotta make it to. All right, nature calls is going cool. But still, have some more dignity about yourself. Some of y'all women don't care. You squatting between cars, or you squatting out in the streets, or you squatting out in certain areas. You forgot there's traffic coming up and down blocks. People are gonna see you. If not in the cars, they're gonna see you on foot. I think that's a problem right there. Like some of y'all really just lost dignity within yourself. I should have enough dignity in class to know even if I do have to use the bathroom somewhere, let me go somewhere where I know it's not going to be a issue, or let me go somewhere where I know for a fact it's not going to leave that irreparable smell. Like, come on now, shit, terrible. One block I was going smell like straight porta potty. Why? Because number one, the street sweepers they don't use that shit they supposed to use a lot of times. They just worried about the trash. Come on now, man. King, what's going on, man? I think that's a problem. And it's gonna be a lot of that this summer. Like there's no way you can tell me you squatting in front of people, and then when people it's like you act like you never seen such and such before. It's not about not seeing it. We don't want to see it. And nobody else wants to see that, man. There's a lot of you men too right now that's doing that same stupidness. Don't care who's around, you ready to just whip out and pee. Bro, make sure nobody is around. You don't know if there's kids walking up the block, families walking up the block. Have again some decency for yourself, man. Even if you do have to do whatever. So what? Make sure make sure you not in the vision of people. Well, because that's just really, in my opinion, is disrespectful. And like I said, it's downright trifling because there's no way in the hell you could tell me you feel comfortable doing all of that out in the public like that. And then not caring if like some of y'all really will do certain things, key things like use the even if it is in a public space and you use one of those bathrooms. Some of y'all don't even wash your hands. I done been in public bathrooms where niggas that came in there, did what they did, even went in them stalls, went to do their business, but you won't even wash your damn hands. But then you want to be amongst people touching them. You want to be hugging on them and shit. No, that's nasty and that's spreading germs, whether you believe it or not. Come on, man. Yeah, you got, listen, Leah, that's the truth. Like I said, just the other night on camera, two of them on each corner. And you figure, all right, granted, you brought you some wipes, but you ain't think to wipe your hands. You ain't think to at least, sanitize your hands before you went back with your crowd to do whatever. Oh, man. So I said, that's like you being completely sick. You got the flu, but you want to be around everybody so badly. No, nigga, like, you getting everybody sick. Like, come on, have some self-respect and dignity for yourself before anything. Because I don't think that's fair. Really don't think that's fair. There's a lot of y'all putting people at risk because you're not being safe. Like, it's time for y'all to start being more wise. Again, choose what you're supposed to choose wisely. Don't just make no irrash decisions and then thinking at some point it's not going to get called out. Like, come on now, man. Like I said, there was a lot of y'all that was scared to do that back. There was a lot of you women back in the day that wouldn't do that. Y'all frowned upon that. But now y'all women trying to think y'all the men so now some of y'all, not all of y'all, there are a lot of y'all that still got respect and dignity and class for yourself not to use outside as your bathroom. Especially if you know you got a house to go to. Like, come on, man. It's the same way. Like, if you're not going to be somewhere where there's restrooms, then at a certain time, call it a day. Especially if you know, prime example, you hanging out and about, especially out in the city. We don't sleep. But if you're going to be out and about all hours of the night, be somewhere where there's a fucking bathroom at. Stop using the streets. Give me a second, y'all. You hear pattering the feet over here. What you want, little nigga? What you want? What you want? What you want? What you want? Tell them why you acting up. Tell them why you acting up. Tell them why you acting up. Come here. My bad, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Cool gamer, what's going on? Tell them why you acting up. Tell them why you acting up. Say what up, nigga. No, his ass always on something. As soon as I walk in there. But nah, come on now. It is time for a lot of y'all to start having more decency for yourselves, man. Like, come on now. Destinations, if we do have to use a restroom, I understand that. But there's some people who don't care, man. Listen, if I can't make it, then it is what it is. I'm heading home anyway. But again, you just start having more respect for yourself. Some of y'all ladies start having respect for yourself because again, you doing stuff like that in the public. You don't know who kid watching, who adults is watching, who parents might be upset behind that. I remember during the pandemic year. Matter of fact, that pandemic year I was working. Watched almost 3 fights happen. Why? Because dudes drunk. Instead of them using the bathroom that was open, where they was at, you want to try to be in the streets, not caring who coming up and down the block. Come on, man. Some point, You really have to get it together, man. And again, if you know you want to be somewhere hanging out all hours of the night, make sure there's an adequate bathroom somewhere. And if not, then at a certain time, cut your playtime off. All right, well, look, uh, this ain't happening today, so yeah, let's go home. Because you know, in certain areas, them bathrooms, I don't care where you at, them bathrooms is closed at a certain time. So, and then the establishments that you would be able to use the bathrooms, you ain't buying nothing. They ain't letting you use no bathroom like that. Sorry, they just not. Like some people get mad. Oh, what do you mean pay for paying customers only? Yeah, because y'all not just gonna be randomly coming out of nowhere. Oh, we just need to use the bathroom. No, they ain't trying to hear that. Certain establishment is not hearing that. You know, I think that's a real problem. Like I said, there's a lot of y'all that know for a fact what you're doing is messed up, but you're still going to do it anyway just because you want to. And you're not thinking about the welfare or the safety of others when you're doing so. So again, I believe that's a problem. Give me 1 second. Trying to find his bag of dog treats. What the hell I do with your treats, boy? Now, if you hear him start acting a fool in a second, you know why. Oh, found him. She was looking for a sign. She was looking for a sign. Looking for your treats. Yeah, James, the ambulance is looking for y'all. What you did to Baby Rufus, son? What you did to Baby Rufus? What you want, boy? What you want? Tell the people what's up, man. Tell them what's up, man. But again, just start having more decency. And I think that's honestly a problem too, because think about it. You as parents, especially if you got kids and you out and about with your kids, you teaching your kids that it's all right to use the bathroom outside when needed, go anywhere and not care about who's around you, who could be surrounding you. Like that pandemic is same thing. A lot of men and women doing a lot of ill and wicked shit. It's like, come on, man. You don't care who's possibly seeing you. What if a cop would have saw you? That's still indecent exposure, whether you believe that or not. You're going to easily get yourself a ticket or a DAT for what? Just because you was doing things like public urination. Come on now. No, I wasn't. Trust me. One of them good old dog treats for him. He be all right. And he ain't bothering me no more. Good. But come on now. And then for some of y'all, oh, you act like you never seen this, or you act like, oh, people need to. No, you need to keep your business private. No doubt, Coco, appreciate you, baby. For y'all that's already in here, if y'all haven't done so, you already know you have to drop links, show each other love. I'm quite sure some of y'all already, connected with each other. But no, I mean, this is a combo that's needed again because again, this is something that you consistently keep seeing, and you wish it would change, but it seems like to some degree it ain't. And if it do, it's going to take a real major incident for it to start changing. And this is what I'm saying to a degree. Why does it always take some form of major incident for people to start getting it together and start coming together? I think that's really just, is sickening to a degree. Some of y'all women gonna have to start having more decency for yourselves. Same thing with you fellas. Start having some decency about yourself. Another thing I'm gonna chime in on real quick. Again, shouts to Marlene because we definitely had a good build on Friday, and we gonna revisit that conversation. It wasn't Rufus. It was Little Ricky. He got knocked down by the ladies in the family. I ain't messing with you, James. Again, you supposed to be watching him, man. See, James, we got to find another babysitter. See, you doing too much. Just doing too much. Oh, but come on now. One thing, like I said, is needed, at least right now, is people need to learn how to speak with each other, speak to each other, and not at each other, and not down at each other. I believe that build me and Marlene had was definitely a good one. We gonna revisit it. I could revisit some of it right now. I still believe in what I'm saying though. Um, there's some of y'all who think that you're just gonna talk down to people and they just supposed to accept it. No, these people are humans just like you. They have feelings, emotions, and thoughts as well too. And at the end of the day, it's about respect. I shouldn't be talking down at my woman like she's worthless or she's near to nothing when this is something that I want to get with, and vice versa. If some of you women right now messing yourselves out of a decent relationship or a marriage with a man because again you're following certain stigmas and protocols that's not needed. It's not hard for you to sit down and have a conversation with somebody, not at them. Some of y'all fail to realize men are not trying to be with women who, unless there's them beta male niggas, no real dude is trying to hear a woman basically talk down at him like like mother. Like a mother would be talking. And even a mother don't fully talk down to their children. A mother's just gonna break down and tell you what it is. Same thing with a father. A real father is gonna break down what it is. He's not gonna talk down at you, but they're gonna make it to where you understand what's going on. You know? Again, some of y'all will mess yourselves about a good relationship. Men and women, you will mess yourselves about a good relationships if you don't have the form of communication line open. I shouldn't be screaming and yelling at my woman. If anything, even if my woman did come to me and say something, I would have to sit down and just hear out. I shouldn't have to spaz out on her. I shouldn't have to worry about creating or causing no arguments. That's not going to work. That right there will be a form of destruction in your own damn relationship. Some of you women need to learn how to talk to men, and vice versa. Some of you men have to learn how to talk to women. Serious, what's going on, baby? I be listening. You know what? I knew you was gonna come in here with some madness, and I got something for your ass today. Yo, twice a month ass church. Man, listen, hold on one second. Man, you get one of these right now. And you get one more of these for good measurement. Come in here with that madness. Come in here with that. Told you. I got time today. I got time today. I got time today. But no, you gotta realize that part. Again, you are supposed to be quote unquote gaining somebody's trust, not so much as trust. If you're building with somebody or trying to build with somebody, y'all supposed to at least be able to have a strong communication barrier. Like I've always felt that way too, to a degree. Yeah, the first year or two, y'all still getting to know each other, all that other stuff, cool. But after a certain amount of time, a person should know what it is, know what they want. And if a person is going to move further than that, then y'all both have to still communicate, regardless. You still popping junk? I got something for you again. I knew you was gonna keep doing something. Matter of fact, let me show you how I'm gonna just let me show you something better. You want to keep going? I got some more on the stash. I just ain't put up here yet. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. No, we just gotta remember that part right there. Um, we have to learn to start communicating with each other and communicating with each other on a real, you know, general consensus of things. You know, like prime example. Again, some of y'all ladies, y'all think men are mind readers. We are not. If we was mind readers, a lot of us would not have to worry about some of the stuff we worry about now. So again, when it comes down to communication, you must keep that line open. Like prime example, if you tell me that you're good and I believe that you're good, it shouldn't be later on down the line you're trying to, oh, you act like you didn't want to speak about this, and no, how can I want to speak about something when you told me it was nothing to speak about? You know, like come on. If I'm sitting there noticing something wrong with you, but you're not going to tell me what all else you expect me to do. And vice versa with the men. Some of these women don't know what's going on. You know, if they trying to help you the best way they can, then open up and let them help you. This is a problem to a degree. It's like we don't keep that communication line open the way it's supposed to be open. You know, and that's a complex situation right there. You know, because again, how do you expect any form of happiness? How do you expect things to move forward? Even if that's somebody you do want to build with for the rest of your life. How do you expect that to happen when you're not communicating the right way? Or my personal favorite with some of y'all, you ignoring what's being said. You can't do that. You can't ignore your partner when your partner has some concerns. You know? So again, start opening up. You're obviously with somebody for a reason. So if you're gonna be with them, that means you have to eventually let them into your world. Because again, if y'all end up planning on going down the line in the future, you need to be on board. You know, y'all need to really be communicating. And again, nobody's a mind reader. That's on both ends. Nobody's mind readers. So if there's something that's going on, you need to let it be known. And you need to express that to your partner. You know, if you're having concerns about certain things, sit down with your partner and talk. But the one thing to remember too is make sure that both of y'all are in the right mind space when you are going to have these conversations. Because you can't have no real conversation if you both high strong and upset. That's just one thing I've noticed over years. It's some of y'all that just you refuse to revisit something at a certain time frame. You want to do something right then and then. Some people are not going to be in the best mind states to hear much. You know, but if you know it's important to have that talk and sit down and have that talk, and fellas, the same thing. You know it's important to have these talks with your women, especially if you're having issues about certain things. Hey, open your mouth and say something. You know, and again, I believe that's a problem to a degree. We don't communicate the way we're supposed to communicate. And that will always be a downfall for your destruction. Not communicating, ignoring each other, you know, just downright disrespecting each other too. That's another thing. Some of y'all that think you could disrespect a man or disrespect a woman all day, every day, and they gonna tolerate it. No, they gonna realize what's what, and when it's all said and done, you know what the next steps is gonna be. Well, time for me to find the next person because I'm not gonna be dealing with this. And when you lose something good, you'll feel it. This is one thing I'm gonna say too for some of you young men and women out We know, dating field could be tricky, but the one thing I will say, if you're trying to date a man, for you women, prime example, you're trying to date a man, but you know he got a baby mother, and he could possibly still be laying up or sleeping with the baby mother, that's somebody you really don't want to have no parts of because, again, this is something you might have to worry about. Things go south with you, he might go back to the baby mother. And vice versa. Same thing with you fellas. Don't put your life in danger or put your life on the line for somebody if they still gonna be back and forth with the person they had a child with. You ain't see me cook nothing. I ain't cooking nothing. You ain't hear nothing. Oh, what you heard was this. Yeah, you heard that. You heard that. Yeah, I know. I know. You heard that. But nonetheless, that's none of your business. You mind your business. Mind your damn business. Oh, time to turn this rice off. No, but come on now. I say that because I've seen certain situations where people have lost their lives because they trying to defend somebody from a baby father, prime example. And then when it's all said and done, that person done lost their life. And if nothing didn't happen to the baby father in per se, she still might end up going like, don't waste your time. Not waste your time with people who are still dealing with their baby mothers or baby fathers. Not unless you know for a fact they only dealing with them on the notion of taking care of the kid. I had to explain this to somebody the other day because I'm a good friend, but at certain time frames, there's certain things I just don't want to keep hearing. So I had to let it be known. You know, prime example, showing you he don't want you, he don't want to be with you, moved on to somebody else. You should move on. Some of you women act like you're scared to move on. It's the same thing with some of you men too. If a woman is showing you she don't want you, she don't want to be bothered with you, just go on about your business. Go find somebody else that's gonna give you what you need at that time junction. Like, come on now. Nah, I be with some rice and beans. Close enough, close enough. That's the one thing you're not supposed to do is look back at things. Once you're moving forward in life, keep moving forward. When you get to your destination, you park yourself and you enjoy the blessings that you get. Again, you want to deal with people that's still going to be dealing with their baby mothers or baby fathers. They're not going to have no real form of a great relationship. Again, when people are showing you that they don't want you, um, you should take that for what it is. Because again, you don't know what could be around that corner. Or you done missed out. Like for some of y'all women, you want to keep holding on to a dude. You done probably missed out on 5 good dudes that probably would have gave you everything that you needed. Not so much as what you wanted, but gave you what you needed. And you done missed out because again, you focusing on one person. You're always supposed to keep your options open in life when it comes to certain things. When you single and you ready to mingle, that's when you keep your options open the best. But when you start forming some form of a relationship with somebody, nah, y'all got to sit down, talk, have these in-depth talks because again, you want to know where you're going from point A to point B. Shay, what's going on, baby? But this the truth though. The problem with some people again is just not knowing when to open your mouth and communicate. There's sometimes, yeah, you're gonna have to bring it out there on the forefront. And then there's other times you both have to sit down with a calm, logical mind and speak on things. Dee, what's going on, baby? Like, how can I get a message across? Prime example, if I was dating, if I'm already in a relationship with somebody, how can I get my point across, or how can I do anything Or how can I literally sit here and have a whole full in-depth conversation if I'm spazzing and yelling? Like, it's not gonna work. Again, some of you men and women need to learn how to speak to each other, not against each other, not down at each other, and stop trying to berate each other. Like my thing with some of y'all, you'll come on here, and I just spoke about that Friday. Some of y'all come on here, or you'll come on any of these platforms, and you want to quick to start talking about all the negative. Oh, well, this person did this, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, that was your experience. What happened after that experience? What lesson did you learn? Stop just always bringing up the negative parts of your stories. Bring up the positive parts of it. Some of y'all men, this girl cheated on me, she for the streets. Okay, so what you learn from that? And what advice are you going to give people who, again, are on a dating field? Because you got some people who will listen to advice, especially if they feel like, damn, son, I'm still doing wrong and I can't get it. Maybe somebody else might be able to help me with that. Y'all got to be able to start not just talking about the negative aspects of it, but speak about the positive of what you learned from it. I got cheated on, prime example. I learned that if I spot certain signs or if I feel certain things is just eating at me, I need to address this with my partner before anything. And if I feel my partner is not giving me an adequate answer or something along those lines, then I got to start doing my investigation. Because there's no way you're going to tell me everything cool, but you're lying to me in my face. And that's one thing some of y'all have to stop doing too. Stop lying in your partner's face. If something is going on, you need to just be real about it. Like I said, if there's things that are not working right now in the relationship or things that are taking a little downward spiral, sit down and talk before it gets too deep. It shouldn't be, oh, just because this ain't working, I'm about to this is my excuse and my whole pass to go out and go cheat. No. And that's on both ends. There's some of y'all women who are arguing with niggas just to get them out the house so you can go do what you do with somebody else. And vice versa. Damn, shout out to the plug. Shit. Shout out to that damn plug. Sometimes you just gotta learn when to again be observant on things. And when it's time to address things, you just address it the way you see fit. But again, you gotta know how to attack it. If you're gonna attack something. I'm sorry, I think this is another reason why the dating field or even the relationship field is in an influx to a degree. Like this prime example. Marriage is definitely dropped down. The reason why it dropped down because nobody really is trying to be tied down. But then again, you don't want to be tied down to the wrong person. So I can understand that to a degree. I do not want to give or think I'm giving my all to somebody and then it could either possibly end in divorce or it could get to a point where it could get rocky. Like you hear a lot of people, estranged husband, estranged wife. If you didn't want to marry somebody, your main thing was just to say, listen, as much as this is, I can't do it. A lot of y'all, and I see why some reasons why they ain't a high value in marriage because you don't want to take that risk. You don't want to put a ring on somebody's finger and vice versa if you're not really going to be for me for life. Prime example, I feel bad for the dude because this was about a month or two ago. But come to find out, all three of the kids that were supposed to be his wives and his ain't his. You got three kids by some. Oh no, my fault. Your wife got three kids. They supposed to be your kids. Come to find out, none of them is your kids. Mine now, no kids is older than 4 years old, 5 years old. That's something that shouldn't be done neither. And I'm gonna speak about that at some points too. And some of y'all again want to claim and put responsibility on certain men. Don't do that. If you know you fucked up, just say you fucked up. Admit that you fucked up. Excuse me for saying it that way. But I think that's a damn shame that you getting stories even like that. You got good men who are trying to do the best by you and you ain't doing the best by them. Come on now. I don't care how long we was married. None of them kids is mine. That man deleted every post that was with them and all of that. I don't blame him. Shoot. I wouldn't be surprised if he divorcing her now. And some people will do that. You mess up a family balance by doing what you're doing. Guess what? You could expect everything. You could expect all the backlash and chaos behind it. You better hush your mouth and watch your mouth in here. Don't try to act up because you're little Didi in here now, man. Don't. Matter of fact, here, I think you need another one of these. You need another one of these. Hold on one second. I think you need to get one of these real quick.
Okay. Locked up. Does pivot, gets into the edge and wins by you. And Huckleberry still leads on his own.
Go on about your business. Every time you come in here, Baby Ruth is going to tax your ass. Watch this. Come in with that. Baby Ruth is on one now today. Don't do it. Don't do it today. I got time. But again, that right there is a form of evil. Because again, how evil and how maniacal could you be to try to put responsibility on somebody that ain't even their damn children? You was better off being honest the first time around. But you got some people that will not do that. They don't care if they hurting the next person. They don't care if they'll disturb the balance. They will keep a lie for them until something gets exposed. And that's sad. There was another situation where a dude found out none of them kids was his, and that was because he went with them on a doctor's appointment. He was supposed to be doing whatever blood work, and then come to find out none of them kids was his neither. The daughter, the sons, none of them. Like, that's crazy. In this situation, you got 3 boys, so you sat here and had them thinking this was their father, and that's not even their father. So who's their real father? Or is it more than one father? This is what I'm saying with some of y'all. You will do the utmost and the most underhanded stuff. You worry about men doing underhanded stuff. Guess what? There's some of y'all that are doing just as worse, or if not worse than the men when it comes to just keeping alive. That's not cool. Because again, guess who's going to be suffering in the long run? Those kids. Those kids don't know who their actual father is. And if you know who the actual father is, but you ain't trying to. And this is what I'm getting me mad with some of y'all. Some of y'all be dead having kids with motherfuckers that's already married. Excuse my language, but come on now. That right there in itself is a disrespect right there. You laying up with somebody that you know married with kids. And now you done had a kid with this person, but you can't bring that out. And if you do, guess what? There's a whole bunch of madness behind it. That's not fair to that man right there that been giving you his all and that been actually being true to you. That's a painful situation for any man to find out the children they thought was theirs ain't theirs, especially the ones who actually care about their children. See, they got a stigma that men don't love their children and don't take care of their children. That's some BS felonious lie that they be trying to feed people forever. There are men out there who give a damn about their kids, whether they still with the kid's mom or not. They care about their kids. They make sure their kids is up to par and everything, but they getting the equal balance they supposed to get. That's crazy, again, that you would sit here and have a child with somebody else and try to throw it off on the husband. No, that's not right. That's not right, especially if he was feeling for kids. And then right there starts a whole new balance now. This man, even if he move on, he probably going to really not trust no other woman like that. Or for every time he think his son, even if it's involved in the pregnancy, he gonna have doubts. Come on, man. Mandatory DNA testing, like I said, is definitely important in all states and all around the world because this will stop a lot of the unnecessary BS that's going on. Men that know they might not be the children's father don't have to worry about raising, don't have to worry about being involved because some people ain't going to want to be involved. Because guess what? If they wanted to be involved, they would have took responsibility for their children. No, I know, Pop, but I'm saying in general, before all of that, you couldn't do that. You had to literally wait till that baby was born, do a swab and all of that. But even still, it's crazy. I'm married to you. I'm thinking me and you got a family, and it come to find out it's just you that got the family. None of them kids is mine. So I'm supposed to still sit here as a husband to you and help you raise somebody else's kids. No, you go be with the person you had kids with. It's the same thing with some of you men. You go out there, you know you married, and you'll go lay up with somebody. No, and then you don't want to be responsible. You don't want that irresponsible 9 months later to happen. Wrap it up. Or better yet, my personal opinion, don't mess up something good you got. Your woman ain't doing you wrong. Why you doing your woman wrong? And vice versa. Some of y'all women be doing these men wrong, and these niggas is out here trying to do all they can for you. Come on now, man. This is why a lot of things is unbalanced the way it is now. This is why certain homes are messed up or broken the way it is now. Because some of y'all too selfish to think before you did anything. Appreciate you for dropping those links, series, baby. Working harder than Simba on this damn dog bone, baby. I didn't actually come over here. Keep your ass over there. Your ass over there. Lay it down. There you go. There you go. You know, and it's again, this is not judgment or anything. This is just logics. I'm passionate when I'm giving you something logical because it's the truth. I've seen some homes get broken down just because of that. If it ain't the men that was cheating, it was the women that was cheating, or both was cheating. Again, if you're going to end up cheating on each other, y'all don't even need to be together. Just keep yourselves in whatever zone y'all was in, and that's it. You're not going to be tied down to a person or want to be tied down to one person in particular, and stay single. At least from my view and opinion, that's the best way to do it. But again, we have to learn to start communicating. And not just hear things, but listen to what's being said. And before you even think about even jumping the broom, again, make sure that this is the person you want to jump the broom with, man. Oh, it disappeared? Hold on. I'm always disappearing. I'll be back. Hold on one second. There we go. I had to put stink face on. There we go. Let me put stink face on real quick. You know, but again, start communicating. Before you jump that broom, make sure this is a person you are committed to. If a person is not as committed as you are to trying to build for the betterment and build for the future, then that's somebody you don't need to take seriously at all. Some of you men and women are losing your partners because you would rather be with your friends and your peoples all day than to spend time with somebody that's giving you all the utmost attention when you need it. Guess what? At the end of the day, when you decide to go home, some of these people don't have people to lay up with, but you do. But you'll mess that up. Another thing to be weary about for some of you men and women is some of the people that are around your relationships. Because again, somebody might want your position. You might have something that these people are fiending out for. And all it takes is for you to mess it up one good time. I literally watched a dude a couple years ago. I was at a party. I felt bad, but then I kind of felt good at the end of the day because, you know, things looked up for him. This dude was doing everything he could for somebody he was supposed to be dealing with. She didn't show him no real love, respect, or even just appreciation for what he did. Why all her friends and even the friends that was friends with him was like, "You stupid. This man did what, and you not even go shoot him. You don't want him, I'll take him." You won't have people like that. The minute you mess up and people think they got, oh, you don't want him, I'll take him. You don't want her, I get it. Come on now. Appreciate when a person is doing stuff for you. Appreciate when people are being 100 with you. There's a lot of y'all there, again, you'll take that for granted. And then when you mess up, now you either bitter, you upset, or you want to try to do everything in your power to make sure that that person don't move on because you didn't move on. And there are a lot of you who mess yourselves out of a great relationship or even a great possible life and future with that partner because you're too selfish. You're in a relationship, there is no time to be selfish. You have to think about not just yourself, but think about the other person that's with you because they're going to be with you. Whether you get married, whether you're common law married, or even if you just keep it where you keep it. If this person is going to be with you through the thick and thin, then you need to show them the utmost appreciation and respect. Again, that's on both angles. I mean, if you don't go sit your narrow at Didi, come get your man before he get clapped. Oh, matter of fact, he about to get clapped again. See, I told you, IB, you must think this is the damn club. Here, take this real quick, too. You don't sit your sandpaper ass down somewhere. Ain't nobody wants your woman Otis. Look here, Cleophas. You better go make sure you don't mess up your second marriage this time, man. Oh, told you I got time today. I'm petty. Petty. Real petty. See, but this is the thing though, again, and this is for some of you ladies that need to hear it. If you are married to somebody or if you are with a good man, regardless to what, you are supposed to accept everything, flaws, imperfections, and all. But if you ain't gonna be real with that person, don't even think that you're gonna remotely keep a happy marriage or anything intact. Because when the truth does come out, oh, it's gonna be hell and consequences to pay. Secrets like that, lies like that, they do get exposed. And when you lying to a man saying that these is his kids and they really not, That will do more than anything to let that person move on. I've seen some people, prime example. And even if somebody is prime example telling you, look, if there's something I need to know, tell me now before we go any further. I do not want to hear nothing down the line, and I definitely don't want to have to revisit this down the line. And you telling me something you could have told me now. And if you feel like you don't want to be that damn insensitive and still not do it, just expect the consequences behind it. I watched a dude literally walked out of somebody's life just because you lied for 10 years out of the 11 years that you was married to that person, saying that that child was his, and come to find out that child was not his at all. But instead of you being real about it, you wanted to be selfish. I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to lose it. You don't know if that man still would have left or not. He probably still would have. He probably would have been upset. But there's some men that can forgive certain things. Some people are still even willing to say, "Well, you know what it is, what it is." Again, this is why we had to balance the way we had back in the day. Because even when there was some infidelities and stuff like that, the children shouldn't have to be the ones suffering because of mistakes by the adults. Come on there. But in that same token, that's wrong that you would sit there and do that. Jewel, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, like button. But if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But again, this is the problem right there. It's again about communication. Oh, there we go. Somebody going to jail today. Yep. Never a dull day in the city. But again, those are the worst type of secrets to keep from anybody. Because again, it will unleash all forms of chaos and hell. Again, start being more responsible and more careful in the decisions that you make. And again, once there's children involved, if there's things that need to be addressed and discussed, you better start discussing them then. I feel bad for that man because it's like you literally gave your all for somebody and they couldn't even be real with you. And again, to have 3 kids, all of them over the age of 5, and none of them are yours, that's a problem right there. There's some of y'all again who need to be careful in what you're doing, especially when it is concerning your body. And some of you women who are throwing yourselves in that trap because you're lusting. The same thing with some of you dudes. You're throwing yourself in the trap because you lusted for something. Like, come on now. Outside the lust factor, do you have anything that's of value? Do you have anything that's going to be trustworthy? Come on now. It's unfair because again, now this is where you'll have certain people start making their own. They'll make their own darn conclusions on how everybody roll. No, this is why some people generalize people in that same sense because they've been done wrong by somebody, especially somebody that they really had something deep for, and that's unfair. It's unfair to think you can sit here and keep a secret from somebody like that, especially when it's dealing with children, and you think there ain't gonna be no consequences to it. You are sadly mistaken, ladies and gentlemen. You are all sadly mistaken if you think that's the way things are gonna be. No, expect a whole bunch of hardship and expect a whole bunch of headaches behind it. Keep it real with your partner. Even if y'all ain't make it to that level of marriage yet, still keep it real with your partner. You know, let's keep it real. That's not that's not funny on any stage, and that's downright disrespectful. It's disrespectful to think that you could keep a secret or you could do something like that to somebody who actually loves and cares for you, and you don't have no remorse about it. You know, it's almost like a narcissistic move. You know, it's like, come on now. This is how a spirit gets broken to a degree. That man's spirit probably broken right now, thinking those kids is his whole time. You done got such a close bond with them, and then they not even yours. It's the same way a woman would feel if a dude went out his marriage or outside or whatever and got somebody else pregnant. You would be upset. So how you think a man not going to be upset? See, some of y'all got to stop thinking that men don't have what you would say emotions. We do. We just don't show them as much. At least from my opinion, shoot. We don't show them as much. And when we do show them, we show them at the time that they're needed. Like there's men that are not going to say certain things every day, but they will say things to give you the reassurance that, look, this is what it is. I love you. I love you. I care for you. You know, so on and so forth. The smallest things, even the smallest tokens of gratitude. A man will do that for you if he's really serious about you. But if you ain't serious about him, then you just holding on to something for nothing. And I believe that is narcissistic when you can sit here, do certain things, and instead of you really sitting down and trying to console somebody or sitting here and just really trying to say what it is, you just it's nonchalant. Again, start taking accountability when y'all mess up. It's not fair. You can't be responsible and accountable for your actions. And you the one that did the action. Come on now. I didn't tell you to go out there and go cheat. I didn't tell you out there to go be unfaithful. I didn't tell you to go out there and go lay up with somebody just because we might have had a disagreement for that day or we might have had a disagreement for that week. If we supposed to be in it for the long run, we're supposed to be in it together, then we are going to have situations where we're going to have disagreements and arguments. But that don't necessarily mean we should go out and cheat on each other. That's not a hall pass. And honestly, I believe some people do it because that's what they already intended on doing. But again, instead of getting that far with somebody, if you feel you're not going to be real, you're not going to be legit with that person, not going to be solid, then be single. Don't hurt. At least until you know you're ready to commit to somebody. There's a lot of y'all who be fear of commitment. So instead of you trying to be real about it, you'll sit there and still bring somebody on. But again, communication is always the key. It's the same thing. Fellas, if you feel you know, there's things that are inadequate with your significant other, sit down and have a talk. If you're not at the round table talking, you'll miss out on a lot of key factors and different things that could be lifesavers for your relationship. Sometimes you're going to have to be a little spontaneous to keep things rolling, keep things going. That's just natural. But again, communication should always be open on everything. And I mean everything. You know, one thing to remember in certain situations, keep everybody out your damn business, even your family. Certain things everybody don't need to be invested in. Not everybody need to know what you're doing. Everybody need to know what's going on with you and that person. And that's true, even down to bedroom shit. Everybody need to know you stroking or you backing it up. Nobody cares. Outside of people who ain't getting none, they the only person that probably care. But then you leaving certain things open in their mind, like, oh, if it's like this, then shoot. Man, they mess up, I might have a chance. Like, no. Keep certain things under wraps, man. That's all you have to do. Keep certain affairs out of everybody's business. You focus on what y'all gotta focus on. This is how y'all keep y'all relationship strong. Everybody shouldn't be in your situation. Not everybody should have an opinion on your situation. Not unless you really want them to have a view and opinion, or even to help give you a little bit of advice. And we talking about those who are actually in relationships, not the single ones. You got to leave those ones out the conversation. I've seen married couples have discussions about certain things because instead of them going down the wrong road, they would rather go with the people that they know and they trust. And when all else fails, shoot. If you already married, go to marriage counseling. If you ain't doing so, then y'all need to again sit down and talk. London, what's going on, baby? This is what I'm saying. It's key and critical nowadays to have a valued conversation when need be. And again, if you're not going to be committed to that person, whether it's a serious relationship or even a marriage, then just stay single. It's the best way to keep a lot of things under wraps, keep a lot of headaches from happening, and keep a lot of heartaches from happening. If you don't want to be with that person, then let that person go and let them find somebody that was willing to be with them and give them the time that they need. We all ain't guaranteed to be here forever, but we at least want to be with somebody in that journey of life. But if you're not going to have even that emotion, then again, stay single. Keep yourself under wraps until you know you are ready to be faithful and committed to somebody. Again, it's the truth. If you want a great sustained relationship, then you always need to keep the communication lines open. Even if you are at odds with each other at that time frame. Still keep that communication line open. Because there's going to be things you might not perceive as a threat to the relationship, but it actually could be a serious threat to the relationship. This is why you get certain situations like this. People going out cheating on each other. Y'all had an argument for the night. Oh, I'm just going to leave for the night. No, some of y'all doing that because you already had plans to do something. You just was waiting for the perfect opportunity for it to happen. And again, if you got somebody that's true and dear to you and is showing you everything he's supposed to show you, then again, be happy with what you have. Some of y'all are gonna mess up a lifetime of happiness for a moment of pleasure. Like, come on now. And that's all it takes. That moment of pleasure is going to be the moment of distrust. It's also going to be the moment of downfall. Why? Because again, it could be something that happened you ain't expecting, and now look, now you now you got to eat that. You got to lie in that bed that you just made. It's not right. And again, this is why I feel we have a lot of broken situations, and this is why people are not on the aspect of doing things, even on a relationship tip. Why would I want to waste my time with somebody if they don't have my best interest? Why would I want to be with somebody if I feel they don't want to be with me? Another thing I would say too for some of y'all, and this is for some of y'all men out there, there's some of y'all who are trying to do your utmost to be amongst somebody, but if they don't want to be around you, and I mean like even on that level, relationship wise, they don't look at you like that, then stop trying to push the envelope. And vice versa. There's some of you women who go to the ends of the earth to try to gain somebody's attention, but if they showing you they really, even if they come to you and tell you, listen, you cool and all that, but you're not my type, accept that. And there's a lot of y'all that don't want to accept rejection. It's like you fear it, but guess what? You're going to get rejected for certain things in life, not just on a relationship tip. You could get rejected for a loan on a home. That don't necessarily mean the world is over. No, you just got to go back to the drawing board and do what you need to do. That second time around, you might get what you're looking for. But again, some of y'all will rob yourselves of real blessings if you only leaving your options open for one person. And I say it from that standpoint because there's some of y'all who believe that you'll get exactly that person you want and craving, but guess what? You might not get that person. You might get somebody just as good or might get somebody a little bit better. You'll never know if you're sitting there just keeping your option focused on one person. And I would say for those, again, who are in those situations as far as baby mothers and baby fathers, if y'all know y'all not going to be together, but y'all can agree at least on raising children together, then you do so and y'all move on with your lives. But don't be holding on to something that you know ain't going to be. Again, you're a single mother, got one child, you probably made that mistake with the wrong person. Don't keep trying to entice that person and don't keep trying to stress out over somebody that's not stressing out over you. There's a lot of things that people will start giving up on because they feel once they got rejected one time that life is over. No, life is not over. That's just a new opportunity. You got rejected for something, all right, that's a even better opportunity for something else to come along. Again, you could be a writer, you could be putting out all of your works, and you could be getting a lot of acceptance letters, and you can also get a lot of rejection letters. If you got a few rejection letters, okay, that doesn't mean the grind stops. You keep pushing it. All right, well, on to the next people, on to the next ones. But make sure you're being wise, and also make sure you're just keeping yourself safe. The one thing I will say though is again, before you decide to get into any form of relationship or marriage, you need to be number one, clear on your goals and your expectations on things. You also need to make sure that you're good within yourself mentally and spiritually before you bring on somebody else into that journey of yours. And you got to make sure that when you are, y'all all on the same page. Communication, like I said, that's going to be the main key and factor for a lot of y'all. There's certain situations that wouldn't be as bad if people were learning again and just open their mouth from the beginning. Before we even sit down at this table and discuss anything, is there anything I should know before we go further? And if there's anything else before that, say it now. Forever hold your peace, because I don't want to hear it down the line. I definitely don't want to have to go through it down the line. Again, remember, when this relationship or even marriage is not one, it's not a solo act. It's a team effort. No I in teams. No. There is an I in time because that's time being wasted if you know you're really not going to be with somebody for the long haul. So again, think before you just start doing. But this is why I always said to some degree it's important that certain things need to be taught and you need to make sure that your kids are learning it. So this will help them out with life experience, prime example. You have to teach them about acceptance. You also got to teach them about rejection. And again, some people fear rejection because they've never been rejected, they've never been told no. But that's bad. Because again, you're going to think everybody's going to be for it. No. There's going to be people that are going to tell you no. And when they tell you no, you need to learn to accept it. It is about not just self-respect, but it's about respecting everybody else's space and wishes. And if you wish to be with somebody, then you need to make sure that you are good mentally and spiritually before you just make that move. Again, sit down at these tables and talk. Let things be known that need to be known, especially if it could be a situation where down the line that could mess up your relationship. Like I believe that guy when that walked out on his marriage and on that child, even though he was 10, I don't believe he'd have walked out had she told him everything in the beginning when he asked her. And he did say that. Well, before I put that ring on your finger, I asked you, was there anything that I needed to know? Are you sure this child is mine? If you did something, just tell me the truth. You have people who will come to you just like that. That's because they really are adamant about certain things. If they feel like time has been wasted, they feel everything is no, they will leave. Some people will stay because that bond is too strong. But others are gonna leave. And even though you got a strong bond with the kid, still, it's not mine. You wasted my time trying to keep a secret. And now look what that secret done got you. Secret done got you divorced, or that secret done got you by yourself. Jared, what's going on, my guy? Telling you right now, and this is just in general. This is not from a religious standpoint. This is not from an atheist standpoint or any standpoints of that. This is just a logic. If you're not good within your own realm, how could you be good with somebody else in your realm? You have to be real with yourself. Like if you're not again willing to move forward and keep the ball rolling, you're gonna be stuck on standstill, or you're gonna be stuck in reverse. Appreciate you, bro. Glad everything going well with you, man. Hopefully you staying cool, man. I know for some of y'all, it's hotter than a snack box in a chicken spot right now. But for everybody else, you probably got some decent breeze. Enjoy every moment of life while you can. Enjoy it. But again, this is from a logical standpoint. If you're not good within yourself, you can't bring nobody else around you. You can't bring people into your fold or into your sanctum. Ladies, if you know you're not trying to be tied down with the same dude, or you just not trying to be tied down at all, then you need to let that be known when somebody is approaching you, or if you're approaching somebody. Because again, what you might want, that other person don't want. You might want a friend with benefits, prime example. That person might not want that. Not saying that there ain't people that would, but then again, like I said, different strokes for different folks. And how they say that opposites attract, yeah, opposites do attract. There's a lot of opposites that definitely attracted, and they stood strong and firm within their relationships and marriages just because it's a communication level. The unlikeliest of people you would think get married or think be in a strong relationship, they still moving strong because again, they know how to talk when it's time to sit down and talk. And again, they're not talking at each other, they're talking to each other. And they're both listening to each other and hearing each other out. None of you can hear each other out if you're both yelling, screaming, and cursing at each other. Again, it's about communication and a strong form of it. I think if that was to be an important factor, especially in this dating field that we see now, certain things wouldn't be the way it is. That's at least from my view and opinion on it. It's about self-preservation and peace. You want to preserve your energy and everything for somebody that you're going to be able to build with for the long haul. And if a person is showing you they're not willing, then that's when you need to pick up. First, still have that conversation. And if you're seeing that even within the conversation, you see that it ain't going to be no form of change, you still give it a little time. But when you see it's getting even worse, after you have had those same talks, then that's when you need to just get up and move. Because obviously, things are not being really looked at carefully. Like prime example, If you got a drinking problem and your partner is really worried about you, you should take that into consideration. You a social drinker, that's a difference. But if you know you a full blown alcoholic and you with somebody and they're seeing the differences and changes in you, you need to sit there and think about that person before anything. Yeah, trust and communication. But you also gotta have some form of loyalty. I shouldn't expect you having to do certain things, or I shouldn't have to hear that you probably did certain things when you could have just told me from Jump Street. I would say even when you getting with somebody on the marriage tip, even if it's something that, like prime example, you might have laid down with somebody not knowing that them and that person is friends that come across each other in the future. You are with the person, you're with that friend, prime example. People are gonna feel awkward. Some people are gonna end up telling that truth. Like, look, before, and that's the thing though, if things happen well before you got with somebody, even if it's with somebody that doesn't necessarily say that, oh, you should just up and leave a person. No. If I was with one of your friends before I even knew that was your friend, and if I tell you something along those lines, you should be getting mad about nothing. I don't know why some people do that. If everything happened well before y'all got together and you both wasn't aware of certain things, how could you be mad at somebody? At least they still telling you the truth. Look, um, I was with your friend years ago, but I didn't know that you and her was friends and yada yada, like shit like that. Y'all shouldn't be getting upset about things that happened in the past. It's about what's going on in the present time frame and what's going to happen for the future. And in my honest opinion, that was the biggest form of trust right there. That communication, even the simplest thing. Come on now. That man still showed you how much he loved and cared for you, and he told you what it was. Some things happen, you can't change the past. You just gotta accept whatever it is. But if that man is with you and showing you how it is, not worried about that person or anybody else, even the ex, then that's something you should take hold to. It's on either end. And for some of y'all men and women out there, if you're not over your ex lovers or whoever, you better get yourself right before you get into any form of relationship with anybody. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it'll take that moment. It will take that moment to mess up something good for life. Start really thinking and being more calculated in your decisions before you just make them. Again, different strokes for different folks. And see, I felt bad again, even for that man, because even if he thought to stay with you, prime example, how can he trust that you're not going to go out and do that same thing again? That's what I'm saying. Trust is the main thing. Communication is another main thing. You need those more than anything. How you expect to get further in life if you keeping things from each other? How do you expect it not to be some form of an issue or concern when again you're hiding? Again, sometimes you really have to do careful observation. And even before trying to jump into something with somebody just because you both like each other, you still need to take time to process each other. Still need time to get to know each other, feel each other out. And even if you are going to pursue something because the chemistry is really there like that, then again, you still need to have some form of a conversation. Where do you go from here? What's the do's and don'ts? How do we make sure that our relationship, or at least whatever it is going even into a marriage, stays within intact? Again, got to be able to trust each other. And we definitely got to be able to talk to each other. And when things ain't feeling right, that's the best time to start talking. Before it grows or before it becomes a festering problem or anything, no. You need to sit down and have that talk. And again, I believe I'm going to revisit certain situations when it comes to this topic. Because again, we already got enough madness in the world. The dating game or even the relationship or the marriage game shouldn't be another one. Again, some of y'all have to start being more balanced in your decisions. But all in all, though, just wanted to chime in with the people real quick. You know how I do it. See. You know what? For those following me on Clapper, I'll be back at 6 o'clock. Well, 6:30 the latest. We're gonna make sure everything's situated. But all in all, though, before I do get up out of here again, I hope somebody did share this out. I hope everybody did get something out of it, young or old. Because again, there's certain things you're gonna have to X out if you want somebody to give you the best of them. Can't be selfish or narcissistic when it comes to bringing somebody into your realm. Again, you got to think about the other person that's with you. And if you're not, this shows that you're clearly not ready for any form of relationship or marriage. And you will continuously have some form of downfall, or at certain points, it might be resentment. But again, a lot of those could be avoided if you just be real. Be real with yourself and be real with the person that you're supposed to be with. That being said, though, I appreciate everybody that tuned in this afternoon. For those who might just be tuning in, or those that was in the shadows, definitely catch this replay. Make sure y'all sharing this out. And again, shout outs to Marlene. I think me and her going to tackle this topic again. Like I said, definitely was a great build on that one too. But there are things that people need to understand. The world doesn't just stop for you, and the world will give you either good things, bad things. Might get a combination of both. Life is really what you make it. If you decide to make it a little bit more easier and more peaceful, then you go the road that you know you need to go. Again, remember, a relationship does consist of two people, not one. A marriage, the same thing. It takes two to make everything work and go accordingly. But if you're not thinking on that level, guess what? You will always consistently have drama. Drama that's not needed. And again, if you love yourself, then you'll be able to learn to love everybody else around you, at least the ones who are deserving of your love. Doesn't matter if it's friendship, doesn't matter if it's relationship, all of that. You have to have love and confidence within yourself. Nobody else is going to build you up or boost you up better than you. So again, take that into consideration, especially for those on that dating game, trying to get past the dating game. Make sure the person that you got interest in has the same interest in you. And if the feelings and everything are mutual, then you move accordingly. But if you see that it's not, then that's when you have to weigh out your options. You know? And again, don't give your energy to just the one person. That person is honestly showing you things outside of and showing you things other than. And that's when you put on your thinking cap, make your decisions, and then you move from there. But I appreciate everybody that was in here. Appreciate everybody that's been a part of the build, still becoming a part of the build, and we still got more great combos to bring up. And you always know when the link is dropped, y'all more than welcome. Always a pleasure to bring something to the people, and this is what we're gonna keep doing. But yeah, let me get up out of here and start chowing down this lunch. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shouts to the replay game. Shouts to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I'm gonna do is keep it real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real deals. And you know what? Before we do get up out of here, for those again who are celebrating birthdays, happy birthdays to all the cancers who are here, the cancers who are not here. For those who might have anniversaries and stuff coming up, try to keep the memories of those who ain't here preserved as much as possible. You keep holding the torch down. You keep doing what's necessary. And for your birthday babies this week, take this real quick.
Dear friend, I know it's your birthday today, but keep yourself under control. Don't drink all the alcohol in town or the news will be like this tomorrow.
Another year and another blessing around the sun. And you know, y'all keep yourselves preserved as always. Got something else I'm gonna discuss, but I'm gonna hold that probably for tomorrow. But yeah, y'all stay safe, keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.